Carrying on with the premium charge, I mean, I've been speaking to a few people that still, that still pay it and use Betfair and still make money. And one of them said to me that when the premium charge was introduced, there were people using fast pitches, people courtside and that sort of thing. We couldn't really lose. But did you sort of unfairly scoop into that net those that were winning purely with their knowledge and skill and not an advantage?
I don't see how we can, I mean, perhaps we could have done it differently. And as I say, I would have done it differently anyway. I think they were just looking at anybody making money by whatever means. I mean, the courtsiders, that was kind of a different thing. I think they mostly got closed down anyway, the courtsiders. I'm not sure that they even exist anymore. You've got to remember, I haven't been at the company for 11 years now. So recent events have sort of passed me by. So I'm not really sure what the situation is. And I don't speak for the company anymore either. So it's difficult for me to know how to comment on that right now. So I'll probably pass if that's all right.
Okay, is it true, this is another sort of rumour mill thing, that Betfair wanted to keep our UK free to air to boost in running turnover, but were blocked by the BHA?
Honestly, I wouldn't know the answer to that.
Okay, so would the premium charge, I know you're not involved now, would the premium charge have been brought in because if it continued without it, the business couldn't run profitably anymore, or was it brought in to enhance profits?
I'd say to enhance profits, but I mean, I guess you are looking to run any business. You look to run it optimally. So they would have looked at it and said, if we charge more to these guys, they're still doing fine. They're still doing very, very well. So, they just tweaked it. It was a tweak to the charges. We had previously tweaked them down quite a few times. I mean, you put charges up, you put charges down. They put charges up in order to make more money. Because for whatever reason, they've done their maths and they think that works for them. Again, I'm struggling to answer that. As I say, I've been out of the company for so long, so I just don't know what, where they are on some of these things.
Okay, now there's the horse racing liquidity seems to be going down, but people say it is anyway. But it's still very, very strong in cricket and football. Have you got the edge over traditional bookmakers being able to draw in money from all around the world, whereas they're not able to? Because they have to have jurisdiction, each jurisdiction license them, that sort of thing.
It's an interesting question because I haven't followed. I don't know how much the liquidity is changing because I don't track these things anymore. I only really bet on horse racing myself. I still bet a fair amount. Maybe not as much as I used to. I'm busier now on other things. I think that one thing that's affecting the UK market is the sort of affordability type stuff. So I think people are, I think that's definitely hit numbers, and other countries haven't got those affordability type things going on. Does it get? Yeah, I mean, sure. Those are international markets, and they do get some international business, of course, and so they're going to be healthy, and they're not going to be subject to anything that's UK related. But I don't really know the answer to that.
Do you think that maybe the horse racing market has a number of people that have always won and will always win, and eventually the sort of the amateur layers and players sort of lose confidence that they can actually win?
No, well, maybe that's the case. I mean, I don't particularly. I mean, I bet in horse racing, and I haven't had a great year, to be honest. I've had a pretty bad year, but in recent years, I have good and bad runs. But I sort of feel that when I'm really focused on it, if I'm on my game, I'll make money in horse racing, year in, year out, without any information from anybody, without anything extra. just simply because I'm focused and I'm on it. So I think anyone can make money if they spend the hours doing the proper analysis.
Okay, is there no way that the winners can continue to win while sustaining your original dream where winners are welcome without that charge?
No, I think winners can probably win forever. Why shouldn't they? I mean, if you imagine it's just like some great game of poker with somebody taking table money, you're still going to get winners and losers. Most people lose. We know that. If the winners are good, they should always continue to win, in my mind.
Okay, now, over the years, sort of, this is the final question on this. Betfair has veered away from its original concept. I don't know if you'd agree with that or not. And there's been talk at times that you and other founders might step in or even start a new exchange. Will that ever happen?
Not if it. I don't think I would. I'm still interested in gambling, and I'm interested in the internet. I'm not going to go back and do another Betfair. That would be strange to me. That would be kind of a betrayal of my original shareholders to take that IP and try and recreate it. I might do other things that are similar in the internet market, but I would never. I don't think I would ever try and take Betfair on because I've been there, done that, really.
Okay, now talking current, I hope you won't mind me saying that on our journey here today, I had the privilege of hearing you buy a horse over the telephone.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about your current interests in racing? And
Well, I'm a breeder. We're sitting on my stud farm, surrounded by fields and 100 horses out there. I enjoy that. I do a lot of analysis on that. So I've got probably at least 100 spreadsheets where I'm analysing, I guess, pedigrees, to inform my racehorse matings, my purchases, buying and selling horses, so on and so forth. I'm pretty busy in all of that. There's a lot of work that goes into that, and I enjoy it. And then you hold on to a few and you race them and you go and support them on the course and so on and so forth. So I'm very heavily involved in racing, and it's a huge part of my life, and I enjoy that enormously.
you're also keen to help, you sort of like to support other startup businesses sort of financially?
I am, and I do support startups, but I'm probably, so my biggest investments at the moment, or my most valuable shareholdings, are not in technology companies. I own an oil re-refining company called Slicker, and half of a re-refinery in Denmark. So that's kind of an oil type business. And I own a big share of a biotech business that makes DNA vaccines. So I've branched out in some rather different areas now. So although I still have involvement, or shareholdings and so on and so forth in some sort of small startup-y businesses, for the most part, my business life is outside of the internet now.
And I assume that you don't need to do any of these things. Obviously, the horses are pleasure. Is it just to keep you involved and to keep you
just living a life, when I was young, I always felt that I was about a week away from being broke at any time. I never had that much money, and then the more money I've got, I still feel I'm a week away from being broke because I'm just betting much bigger. And I've always said to my wife, never, ever, ever depend on me not to go bust, because I'm capable of going through any amount of money. I think that since leaving Betfair, I've carried on behaving in a fairly reckless fashion, and if things had gone against me and I had some bad luck at the wrong times, I could easily have crashed and burnt, because I like to participate. Don't ask me why. I should probably go and live on a desert island and just do absolutely nothing for the rest of my life, drinking, cocktails in a hammock. But I'm just not inclined to do that. So, I'll carry on churning my money, playing, the game as big as I can play it, probably until the day I die.
So the young man that launched Betfair, if he could have seen what it's become.
I don't know. You make me feel emotional when you say that. I don't. It's difficult to think of the person I was then and the person I am now. I guess I daydreamed that Betfair might become some massive success, and it probably was the success that I daydreamed it would become. I don't know. I tend not to look forward or look back and just focus on the present. I think, my life to this point, there's been ups and downs, but I'm pretty happy with the way things have been and the way things are. And, I just hope it can carry on a bit longer.
Brilliant. Well, Andrew Black, thank you very much for talking to us.
It's been a pleasure.